I'm going to tell you a story. And it involves this little chap here. But I'm just going to put him down for a second. And you'll see him later in the story. Once upon a time, there was a lord. And he lived in his castle. And he had an advisor. And the lord and the advisor, they sat down and they had their afternoon tea. And on their afternoon tea, well, here in Devon, we have scones with clotted cream and jam, don't we? But no, what he had was honey. He loved the taste of honey. And he loved honey so much, he would get the jar and he would slush it on onto his scone. And then he picked it up. Gorgeous. Well, it was a bright sunny day, and he and his advisor, they went out onto the balcony and looked down. And down below, they could see a lot of people in the market. And the Lord looked over, looking at the people in the market, and he laughed at some of them, and thought they were very funny. But as he was doing that, from his scone, the honey dribbled down, splitter, splat, just onto the edge of the balcony. And the advisor said, sir, sorry, may I just wipe that up? And the Lord said, no, leave it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Well, that little bit of honey, it made its way down the edge of the balcony, all the way down and down and down. And just as it got to the bottom of the castle wall, there was still quite a lot of honey, because he put so much on. And then there was a grasshopper. And the grasshopper saw that little bit of honey. And he looked at it. And he decided he'd like a lick of that. And so he jumped over at the grasshopper. And he jumped over at the honey. Honey. We said honey, didn't we? Yes, we said honey. So he jumped over at the honey. And then just as he did that, there was a lizard with a big long tongue. And the lizard looked and he could see the grasshopper, and the lizard's tongue just flicked out. But as he did that, the grasshopper just jumped away. Oh, God. You okay now? Good. And that lizard, his tongue stuck to the honey, and he tried to get his tongue off the wall. And while he was trying to do that, there was a cat. And the cat came along and saw the lizard stuck there, and the cat thought, yes, please, I'll play with that. And the cat jumped on the lizard, and the lizard tossed and tossed, and the cat was meow, meow. And of course, with that noise, there was a dog, and the dog saw the cat, and he saw the cat, and he said, I'm going to have that cat. And so the dog came over and went, woof, 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 and he jumped on top of the cat. And so then the cat and the dog, they were fighting. They were fighting left, right, and upside down, and turning, and all the time making a noise, woof, 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 meow, 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 woof, 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 meow, meow, meow. Oh, what a noise. And then the owner of the cat came and said, get your dog off of my cat. And the owner of the dog came along and said, you get your cat off of my dog. And they standing at each other, and they were fighting and shouting and saying terrible things at each other. And then the friends of the cat owner came and said, what's going on here? And the friends of the dog owner came round, and he came round. There was a fight. I'm sorry, but there was a fight. Big fight. People with fisticuffs. Bash, bish, bosh. Not very friendly at all, really. But that's what they were doing. And then it spread out and across all the market. Oh, goodness. And all the time, the advisor's looking down and said, sir, don't you think we should do something about it? No, it doesn't matter. Somebody else will deal with it. Well, what happened was the army got called out. Of course, the army, they were all friends of the people. So some of them were the new friends of the cat owner, and some of them were friends of the dog owner, and then they started fighting as well. And then it was absolute chaos. And by the time everybody was tired, they had bruises, they had black eyes, their hands were hurting, and all the market stalls were smashed all over the places, and some of the houses had been knocked over, and oh, what a state. And the advisor said to the Lord, I think we ought to do something now, don't you? And the Lord said, well, how on earth did this get so out of hand? And the advisor looked at the Lord and said, well, you remember that drop of honey? If we'd just wiped it up, it wouldn't have gone down. And that grasshopper wouldn't have got it, and that lizard wouldn't have tried, and then that cat wouldn't have, and then that dog, and that all the people. If only we'd wiped it up. So somebody, somewhere, has to start.